Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Halloween marathon for my podcast. It's me, Maddie, the host, and I literally just like 2 seconds ago got off call with my buddy Kieran and my best friend Caitlin, and we just did a last minute movie marathon for today's review of a certified Halloween classic. And it's Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. I'm so excited to talk about this one. I think this one, out of all the Scooby Doo movies that have ever come out, might be my personal favorite, but we'll get into why later. So for right now, I'm just going to talk about the general background of the film and the facts. So, Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost was released on October 5th, 1999 for direct-to-VHS, and it came out on DVD on March 6th, 2001. It was directed by James Sternstrom, and Hanna-Barbera handled the production. Warner Brothers Animation handled the production as well. The music was done by Louis Fabry. I'm so sorry, I'm not good with pronouncing names. And Mook Animation handled the overall animation for the film. The cast is as follows: Scott Inez as Shaggy and Scooby, Frank Welker as Fred, B.J. Ward as Velma, Mary Jay Bergman as Daphne, Tim Curry as Ben Ravencroft, we'll get into that later, Jennifer Hale as Thorn from the Hex Girls, Jane Weedlin as Dusk, Kimberly Brooks as Luna, and Tress MacNeille as Sarah Ravencroft. So yeah, let's just dive into the movie. So this was direct to VHS way back in the 90s. This was during the heyday and era where direct to VHS or direct to home video was really booming because of the Disney stuff. Everything started with the return of Jafar, and Disney racked up a lot of profit because of that, and they decided direct to VHS and direct to home video sequels was going to be the new market gimmick. So we had sequels to movies that we never thought were going to get sequels, like Aladdin, or The Lion King, or Pocahontas, or Mulan, or Bambi, or Cinderella. We got a lot of those in the early 2000s, like the mid to late 2000s too. So Scooby Doo had a lot of these starting from the 90s. They have like over 20 at this point direct-to-DVD releases. But it's the early 90s ones that people seem to remember the most because of how iconic they are and how much of a presence they still have in pop culture. Everybody knows Scooby Doo and Zombie Island. That's like the most popular one. Everybody talks about how cringy and funny Cyber Chase is. No one really talks about the alien invasion one, where Shaggy gets an alien girlfriend. But I love The Witch's Ghost because it actually has more of a supernatural element in it that plays all of the horror kind of gimmick. Not to say that Zombie Island didn't, but Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost plays more into the hokiness of the paranormal and the mysticism of solving the mystery, and it takes place all in one night. So again, this also takes place during Halloween season. They talk about the autumn festival fall. It takes place during autumn. They're getting ready for a Halloween thing. It's the perfect Halloween movie. Whereas Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, you can watch it during Halloween, but it's not a Halloween film, if that makes sense. So the gang gets invited to go to a small little town in Massachusetts for the autumn festival by this horror writer, Ben Ravencroft. And they find out that it's being overpopularized for the tourist market. And the mayor is trying to get people to come see the big attractions of the witch having haunted the town. And Ben's trying to look for this old book from his great ancestor who was a Wiccan, or so he claims. So throughout the rest of the movie, Shaggy and Scooby meet the Hex Girls on accident. They think they're witches. They ultimately get into all kinds of shenanigans. They find out that the first witch was actually a play by the mayor and a bunch of his town employees to create publicity for the witch causing trouble in the town. So it's not until Scooby actually digs up the remains of the book that we find out that the book was real, and no, Sarah was a legit witch that was locked away in her book by the town to prevent her evil from spreading throughout the world. And Ben's like, I'm gonna use this and become ultra powerful. So long story short, it's actually the combined efforts of Velma and Thorn that put an end to this big conspiracy, and that's nuts. Cause like, we all know that Velma plays a key role in the gang by being the smarts, but like, it's so rare that we actually see Velma step up to the plate and save the day. And it's like, it's so cool because Velma's like my favorite. She was always one of my childhood icons. I love her. She's so cool. If I were to cosplay a character, I think I would try my hand at Velma because she's so adorable, and plus glasses. But no, though, I want to talk about, there's literally nothing bad about this movie. I want to talk about all about the good. So we gotta talk about the voice cast first and foremost. So we all give appreciation to voice actors on this podcast. They are the forerunners of how the characters are presented. If it weren't for the combined efforts of the voice cast, the characters wouldn't be as likable. If not one character was likable, or if one voice actor didn't do their job right, the whole movie would have fallen apart. It relies heavily on the chemistry between the actors and the characters themselves in order to sell the movie and the relationships between these characters, and they knock it out of the park. Everybody who plays any character in the Mystery Gang have amazing chemistry. This cast from the 90s sells it. Okay, so Scott Inez was a fantastic Shaggy and a fantastic Scooby. I had no idea that he was both Scooby and Shaggy before I did the research for this film. I always assumed that Frank Welker was the voice of Scooby, but it wasn't until I finished the movie that Kieran told me that Frank Welker has been in this franchise since day one. He's been the voice of Freddy since the 60s inception. And it's, oh my god, this man's been around forever. Frank Welker is literally a voice acting legend. Like, oh my god, he is literally Freddie Jones at this point. That's so cool. Who was going to tell me that Jennifer friggin' Hale, the voice of Commander Goddamn Shepard from the Mass Effect trilogy, and Mallory from the Mighty Ducks cartoon, was Thorn? Like, she plays the debut of some of the most iconic Scooby Doo characters. She plays the main Hex Girl. That's so cool. It's like, I also love Jennifer Hale. She's an amazing voice actress. I had no idea it was her until I looked at the cast list and I was like, holy shit, it's Jennifer Hale. That woman literally can do anything. Oh, I literally love Jennifer Hale. I'm so sorry to any Mass Effect fan that's watching this. Jennifer Hale is the definitive Commander Shepard. I'm sorry. I'm literally sorry, but Jennifer Hale cannot be outdone. She's just that badass. And yes, I like the Mighty Ducks cartoon. I'm gonna review it in the future. That's a guilty pleasure cartoon of mine. But I love Jennifer Hale. BJ Ward was an adorable Velma. She was really cool. I can see a lot of where, I believe it was Kate Micucci. She got a lot of that influence from BJ Ward. I can see it in the performances now. Oh my god. So, like I said, we appreciate voice actors first and foremost on this podcast. Without them, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have anything to congratulate and to praise for voice performances. Oh my, I adore Tim Curry. Tim Curry is one of my top 10 favorite actors of all time. Literally, anything he was in, no matter how garbage the product or how insane the concept, Tim Curry looked at that script and said, I'm going to give this 1,000,000%, hell or high water. That man was committed to anything, no matter how crazy the role. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Clue, the movie, Barbie and the Nutcrackers, The Rat King, Forge from Beauty and the Beast, The Magical Christmas. That man has had a hand in almost every single cartoon, like, I can think of. He was also in Mighty Ducks, again, as the main villain. Like, He plays a space dinosaur in that show trying to kill alien hockey playing ducks. And he's still like, I'm going to make this as sellable of a performance as possible. No one is going to stop me. I literally adore Tim Curry. He's literally such an amazing talent. He, like, again, in this movie, he gives it his all. Like, he's playing Ben Ravencroft, and when he turns evil, he sells it. He literally sells it. Just like when he was in Muppets Treasure Island as Silver, he sells being a villain. He relishes in it. It's like, that man could do anything with his voice. It's so cool. It's so tragic that he suffered a stroke, and he's basically paraplegic now. This happened way back in 2012, I believe. There is not a doubt in my mind that if he had never had a stroke, that man would still be acting and going strong today. He's still with us, but, it would have been amazing if we'd gotten to see more of him, especially today, in more animated roles, because Tim Curry is a once-in-a-lifetime actor, because whenever Tim Curry, like I said, was in a project, he gave it 1,010%. There was no project that was terrible or good or spectacular in his eyes. It was all a dedicated performance. That man could do anything. That man could do anything. He was on Broadway. He was in motion picture. He was a voice actor. He was almost in any form of theater I can think of. And it's such a shame that he can't really act anymore. I would have given anything to see him perform live. Oh my God. If I had a time machine and I could go back in time and see him in my favorite year, oh my God. I think I would die of happiness. But yeah, though, that's my Tim Curry rant. Tim Curry is amazing. We love Tim Curry in this house. Kimberly Brooks also was in this movie. Kimberly Brooks is also a legacy voice actress. She was also in Mass Effect. Some people might know her best, mostly in the main day now, as a voice actress of I think her name's Allura from the new Modern Ultron that got pulled off of Netflix a while ago. I've never seen Voltron past, like, the first 15 minutes of the pilot. It never catched my interest, but, sorry, it never caught my interest, but, Kimberly Brooks is an amazing voice actress. She was also in Steven Universe. She was Jasper. She was also in, oh God, what was it? She was in something really recent, and it's gonna come back to bite me at the end of this review. This always happens. But no, Kimberly Brooks has also been in the industry for a while. She's great. And Tress MacNeille goes without saying. She's also a legacy voice actress. She's been in 1 million cartoons and 1 million projects at this rate. She's phenomenal as Sarah Ravencroft. She's just amazing. So let me talk a little bit about the facts of this movie. So this was, I believe, the first Scooby Doo adaptation to be adapted into a book. This was also the Scooby Doo movie that premiered and introduced to the franchise the now staple characters of the Hex Girls. And they have now since become icons in this franchise. You can't associate Scooby Doo without the Hex Girls now. I'm honestly shocked they never released an album with the characters at this rate. It's happened with One Piece. It's happened with friggin' K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm just saying. Now's the prime time to release a Hex Girls album since Gem and the Holograms is doing it soon. The VHS copy included the pilot for Courage and the Cowardly Dog, which is really cool. This was a winner for the 2000 Annie Awards for the Best Animated Home Entertainment Product. Like, that's so cool. I don't know if any other Scooby direct-to-DVD movie has ever had that accomplishment, but that's amazing. Like, that's so cool. So I need to talk about a serious kind of topic for the moment. This is gonna get a little bit heavy. This was something I did not know until I, again, did the research for the film. Mary Jay Bergman, the voice of Daphne for the 90s Scooby Doo movies that people remember and love. I was curious, and I thought, oh, she had to have done more than just Daphne, for her career. She was great. She was so talented. She gave so much as Daphne. She was super perky and fun and bubbly. It honestly kind of broke my heart to find out that she committed suicide at such a young age. She killed it as Daphne. She honestly gave an amazing performance because, not to say that the modern Daphne doesn't, like, sound bad, because that is not me saying anything against Grey Delisle Griffin. She's, again, another legacy actress. She's been in the game for decades at this point. Not to say that there was anything wrong with the Greg Delisle performance as Daphne from Mystery Inc., but there was always something so wholesome about Mary Jay Bergman's performance as Daphne that kind of made her like the girl next door. Kind of like this kind of down-to-earth, kind of bubbly, kind of go-getter. Yeah, in like the original show, she was written as a damsel in distress, but in these movies where she has a career now, she's a reporter, she's actually on top of her game in the world. She and Freddie are co-partners who may or may not be a couple now. It's honestly so heartbreaking that she's no longer with us to see the impact of her performance that she's had. And I honestly think there will be no one who will be as iconic as Mary Jay Bergman. She's honestly the definitive Daphne for me at this point. Moving on, the animation for this film is spectacular. Mook Animation does a phenomenal job with the lighting and the shading to make everything feel like a surreal Halloween experience. Everything from the town to the autumn color palette to the softer shades of orange in the trees and the watercolor-esque shading on like the town itself. And the animation for Sarah Ravencroft herself towards the end is it's a treat for the eyes. And of course, the Hex Girls' performances are honestly some of the best parts of the movie. I'm curious if Jennifer Hale actually performed those songs herself. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, though, this was a really short episode. So Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. This review has been nothing but praise and just a love letter to this movie, I guess. This Scooby-Doo movie did what none of the others really did, and I feel like what I feel like this movie did differently from the others, like Zombie Island and Cyber Chase and the Alien Invasion one. I feel like Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost focused more on the subtle build-up towards the mystery that Ben Ravencroft was the one behind it all. I mean, there were hints that he was the bad guy, but him subtly manipulating Velma into doing what he wanted, and kind of like putting the mayor as the red herring of the entire mystery, and just getting to see the introduction of the Hex Girls from this movie. It's honestly, like, it's such a unique Scooby film, and not everyone talks about it. Everybody talks about Zombie Island, for good reason. Zombie Island's the most iconic of the Scooby-Doo movie franchise, and that movie's great in itself. But I wanted to talk about Witch's Ghost because everybody seems to forget that this was a first for a lot of things. It won an award at the Annies. It introduced the franchise to new iconic characters that can't really be replaced now, because they've been so ingrained into the series, the Hex Girls. It gave us Tim Curry as Ben Ravencroft. Come on, it's literally Tim Curry. And like, it's just so unique. I really think Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost doesn't get the love it deserves because it's so overshadowed by bigger and more memorable movies. Yeah, it's shorter, and yeah, it's a simple film, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's honestly nothing wrong with that. Just a simple mystery that kind of plays out perfectly. And yeah, I think it's a winner in my book. I honestly think Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost deserves more praise and recognition today like, especially since Halloween is literally next week. So, yeah, that's my quick review of Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Nothing but praise. Nothing but praise in this one. So, the next review is going to be something nostalgic and something from my childhood. So, I know that everybody's talking about it now, even though I feel like I kind of thought about it first, but now everybody's riding the coattails because it's like the new popular and nostalgic thing to talk about. But I want to talk about a Halloween movie I grew up with from Cartoon Network. And the next review tomorrow is going to be Scary Godmother. Oh, I'm so excited. I loved Scary Godmother as a kid. Oh, I'm so stoked. A lot of cool facts I learned about this movie behind the scenes, too. So, yeah, I'm really excited to talk about it and just dive into the fun, nostalgic memories I have of the movie. Because it is on YouTube, so I'm able to watch it for the review. So, yeah, I will see you guys for Scary Godmother. Have a nice night, I guess.